Hey guys, I'm Jocelyn, and in this video I'm going to talk about the deep core brace. So when I refer to the deep core brace, that is your setup for all of your lifts, all of your movements. It is essential in knowing if you're ready for a movement or not. So if you can't establish a deep core brace or feeling that you're connected through your deep core, you've got to work on that first. And that's position dependent. So if you can do that in one position, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to do it in another position, so you've got to train it. So what is the deep core brace for postpartum women? Particularly with the vaginal delivery, what I teach ladies is initiating the core brace with a gentle Kegel, and then we bring in the lower abs by drawing the belly button straight in towards the spine and then being able to breathe through that. How much do you have to brace? Well, your guideline is make sure your task, what you're doing meets the demand of your task. So if you're just contracting your deep core and not moving, you don't need a huge contraction. The deep core brace in the side lying position is often going to be easier and more gentle than in a side plank, whether that's from the ground or an elevated position. Having this deep core brace is also essential for progressing into more advanced movements, such as hanging on the rig to do a pull-up or setting up for an Olympic lift. You've got to have the deep core brace, and then you can start changing your breath support, and when you're exhaling, when you're inhaling. So we'll talk about that more in later videos. But know that this is an absolute criteria for moving. So you got to establish just enough of a core brace to meet whatever thing that you want to do. You don't always have to contract really hard. It's gentle. If you contract really hard, you'll probably know through your breathing as it gets like this. The best way if you're not a postpartum woman, you may not need the pelvic floor contraction. So I recommend anyone that is interested in understanding if they're doing it correctly or not is to see a physical therapist that specializes in examination of the pelvic floor, either externally or internally. If you have any questions, please feel free to add them below in the comment box. If you thought this was helpful, press like, or you can reach out to me through social media. Before I forget, let me demonstrate the deep core brace. So from back here, I'm going to gently Kegel. I'm going to draw my belly button inward. And notice I'm breathing, I'm talking, I can sing, I can do whatever I want, okay? This is going to be the foundation for all of our movements. And know that just as you know how to deeply do the deep core brace, you've got to let it go. You can't hang on to this all day, or it's going to get strong in certain areas, and then if it's too tight, it's going to be too tight and weak. Thank you guys.